What's up, guys? I just recorded my full intro to this video with no mic. So let's run it back. Real quick, we've got a ton of new subscribers, you guys. Again, I appreciate it so much because this is what I'm doing full time. From here on out, I am here in Ukraine. I'm going to be making a ton of different content. I have huge aspirations and dreams for this channel. I've got a lot of cool stuff coming up. So my name is Saxon. I went by Vegas in the International Legion for the defense of Ukraine, partially because I'm from Nevada, small town outside of Las Vegas, and I beat everybody's ass at Texas Hold'em poker when we were in the barracks here in Ukraine. Before I was in the Ukrainian Armed Forces, I was a firefighter EMT in just outside Fort Worth, Texas. And then I was in the Legion for a handful of months. We were deployed to the front line March 7th of last year. I was there for about a month and a half too. Moving on, we've got a cool Legionnaire Reacts video. This is combat footage of the 3rd Assault Brigade whooping some Russian ass. Let's check it out.
Let's start watching. Yes, let's go.
Oh, and this is that Resonance channel. Again, I'll link their channel in the description below. They've got some killer footage, and it's all dubbed like with this dude with like a southern accent. But it's very good. Let's watch.
The orc sent a request for arty and mortars. That's it. We need to shoot such videos more often. I was shooting specifically for this. My call sign, Drone. I am a fighter of the 3rd Assault Brigade of the 1st Assault Battalion, 3rd Company, 2nd Platoon. My call sign is Icarus. Accordingly, likewise a fighter of the 3rd Separate Assault Brigade of the 3rd Assault Company, 3rd Platoon. I am a fighter of the 3rd Separate Assault Brigade of the 3rd Company, 1st Platoon. Call sign Stormtrooper. Let's start watching. Yes, let's go. In this episode, these 3 soldiers from the 3rd Separate Assault Brigade will reveal new details about the battle for Krasnohorivka in Donetsk region. In our previous episode,
this is why why there's confusion and people talk about the white supremacist Nazi stuff regarding Ukraine. Because the last video we saw one of the guys with a patch of the sun, forget the name of it, but it's the like the all black with the white squiggly sun. You know what I'm talking about.
From the 3rd Separate
Now look at this guy's patch.
Assault Brigade will reveal new details about the battle.
These look like 2 lightning bolts to me right there. I don't know about you guys. Granted, I'm Jewish, for those of you who don't know. I've got Star of David on my arm. My grandmother was actually in a one of Stalin's Russian work camps in eastern Ukraine during World War II. This is not a good look. I did run into some of this when I was out there, but anybody who had these kind of insignias, anything like that, my first thing was I would show them my arm and I'd be like, I'm Jewish, right? Maybe a little confrontational, but I hate to see that shit, right? They always told me, no, it means this, it means that, it means something else. We don't hate Jews. We don't mind Jews at all. So I don't know. This kind of shit is confusing to me. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. But I did see some of this on the front. I always ask people about it. Never had an issue. Nobody ever said anything anti-Semitic, Nazi related to me. So I don't know. Let's watch.
Battle for Krasnohorivka in Donetsk region. In our previous episode, the commander of this brigade have already shared their vision of this raid to the enemy positions. You will find the link in the description. This time, we will see everything from a different angle. The infantrymen who were directly involved in the assault will comment on everything that was captured by their GoPro cameras. It will be interesting. Here, see where they're shooting. How do you want to run across? That's when Roja caught a bullet. Did you run there? Yeah. Destroyed them all. Let me hit it. Go ahead. Well, here's a video from my GoPro. We were waiting for Wenger's group to get a foothold so that we could go to storm the place. And it had been about 20 minutes. They were taking a long time to get a foothold, and we were so tired of waiting.
This guy's got the same patch, so this must have something to do with third bat.
That we were just sitting there on adrenaline thinking, let's go and storm it. And when the command was given to start the assault, we immediately dismantled that house with everything we could, using an RPG, a bulldog, a Kalashi, and an underbarrel grenade launcher.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, then this house burned down. When we approached it, we threw grenades at it, and it caught fire. And then we continued the assault in the burning building.
One thing to note here, guys, is this 3rd Battalion, these guys are very well equipped. A lot of the infantry units that I saw out on the front did not have as good of gear, did not have anywhere near as nice of a kit as these guys are rocking. These guys got like throat armor and shoulder armor and side pads and that I forget what the name of that revolving grenade launcher is, but that thing, that's good gear, man. I did not see that. So these guys, they're clearly very kitted because they probably get pushed into a lot of the shit.
I saw you moving there. When I went in there, I thought we would put the fire out later. But no, we didn't. We need to storm that house. All right, come on, Icarus, get ready. Prynick, get ready to storm. He lays fire, you run to me. It was the moment when we were planning, while we were waiting for Wenger, how we would enter this house. And it was this house that we cleaned the best, so to speak, according to tactics. The damn thing is that it caught fire, and then it was very difficult to work, because it all flies to you in the face, sticks to the body, it burns, it makes it hard to breathe. If we were a little closer, we would have all suffocated from that gas, but we were saved by the fact that we were one house further away. He lays fire, you run to me. We run to that fence. I pow my GP. We take the sectors in a herringbone shape, keeping distance. We reach the garage first. We occupy the garage, and from there, we move towards the house, because getting in the garage would be more logical than going straight into the house. If anything happens, we will gain a foothold there. We can fire a couple of short bursts to watch and double check. What's up, Gramps? You tired? It's a cool phrase. Our brains are already melting a little bit, so we just started talking because we couldn't wait for the assault. And this Gramp is cool. Yeah. Take that, bastard. It's Wenger's group that's storming. Oh, and this is our tank. It's a baby. He worked right next to me.
If you've ever been next to one of those tanks when they fire, man, that'll shake your bones.
Best job in the world. Shit. Ripped the wallpaper down. By the way, I did not expect the tanks to come. Neither did we. We were told that Kruppier would be working, and I'm thinking, what Kruppier? And then I see a tank coming in, and I was like, oh yeah, go there. And how did the tank decide to wave its muzzle in all directions? Yeah, I'm like, maybe don't. Guys, look closely. My boys are also there. This was when we were throwing grenades at them. Was this in the evening? Nah, it was more like middle of the day. It was around 3 p.m. Here, I also throw grenades at them. The sun went behind the clouds. I get it now. It's a grenade attack. It just looks like evening. Because this is exactly the moment when I ran out of this gate from here to the road.
This village right here that they're in is exactly like the village that we were stationed in when I was on the front. I've got a video of it actually on my phone. I'll try to post it right here. Very similar. You know, it's war-torn. There's no power. There's no water. But there's hard cover.
And then fired an RPG at the enemy. I took aim, fired, hit them right in the window. And there was a boxer behind me. It turned out that he was knocked down by the shockwave. He falls down. I turn to him and say, "Boxer, what happened? Let's get up." Bam. I pick him up and we quickly run back to the shelter. At that moment, the house started to burn and burn. I saw it all. I said to Monday, look, the orcs have lit the stove in the house. I looked and there was a fire burning. Smoke was slowly rising. you know, as if someone had lit a stove. That fire burned for about 5 minutes, and then a strong fire came from there, and we heard orcs screaming in the house. Come on, get out of here. Each of us took a sector and started shooting at the windows. Yes, and at that moment, they were all jumping out. The Russians don't even have tourniquets. They have those rubber bandages. That's crazy. They all love those rubber bandages. I don't know why they love those, but the orcs wrap themselves up with rubber bandages. Shit.
Yeah, what they're referring to is those basically elastic bands, that like real primitive type of tourniquet that will, you know, cinch off the blood supply, but they're not very reliable, and they've been proven to not work as well as like a Cat 6, you know, the regular like fabric style tourniquets you twist.
Shitty situation. That was their situation. I listened to their radio and couldn't stop laughing. Hold on. Hold on. Go forward. Go forward. This moment is especially funny. Remember, before that, the orcs requested artillery. They gave the coordinates and asked for a strike on our house, and the house where the Icarus was. I reported on the radio that they were preparing an artillery attack on us. As a result, 2 shells were flying. The first one hit the house with the orcs, and the other hit their second position. And their commander asked on the radio, "Did you see where the shells hit?" And their shoulder shouts in the radio, "You hit us. You were shooting at the wrong place." And he starts explaining to them that they need to look to the right of the road. This is not a sniper rifle. Yeah, he says, it's not a sniper rifle. Sorry. They came close to us. Work. Yes, their motivation is at the highest level. Yeah, must have them motivated a lot. He doesn't give them information. He just tells them to go ahead. Go.
This dude's got a full-on eye patch bandage going on. Already took some shrapnel to the face or something.
Go ahead. Are they going to attack? No, it's still quiet. This is exactly that moment. Tell them the orcs sent a request for arty and mortars.
See this a lot as well, radio intercept of Russians. Somehow they're intercepting the radio transmission, and it could be as simple as just switching to the same channel. I don't know. I have heard that the orcs are not very bright. I know I keep pausing it. I've been told in multiple videos that I should talk more during these, so that's what I'm doing here, guys.
Работаем. Сейчас туда прилет был. Наблюдал прилет чужой? Я был в мой дом, блин.
This moment is just super. They hit the house that he's in. The one that the orcs are in. Got it? He sounded like an old man. Yes, there was a gramp there. On the other hand, this old man can be shown some respect, even though these orcs, to whom there is nothing but a desire to destroy them, let's say, but just this motivation of his. He was sitting there alone in a house with 4 300s, and they were holding this house. And they were already running out of ammunition in the evening. In the evening, they thought that we would finally storm them, those last 2 houses. The second stormtrooper team had already stormed them. Well, you see, another thing was that they had even called in artillery on themselves to prevent us from approaching their building, while we were just making moves. Yes, they fired 3 shells into their building to prevent us from moving forward and approaching it. Those are some kind of old men fighting against us. Damn, I pity that old man. On the one hand, he's an old man, but he's an enemy. And on the other hand, I don't pity him, like pity exactly for his age, not for who he is. But if he moved out for here, then why the hell did he come here? Damn it, he came to destroy us. It's a funny moment. Yes, I'm walking and I see him opening up like a parachute. I'm trying to zinc my sector because we have to storm it. And you're just looking at him. Yes, it distracted me and I couldn't stop laughing. But then we moved behind this garage and I helped him, fixed everything. He fixed his tail? Yep. What is it? Wait, I'll help you.
We had those. They're basically, laying like bed pads, laying down or sitting down. Just strap them there so you could just sit straight down your ass and it'll be padded, or you can fold them out and it'll be a sleeping pad. Clearly his got undone.
Oh, this is the house that caught fire. Yes, that grenade set it on fire. Get another one. Hold on. Wait. Get to the wall. Bush, Veles. Come on up here. Hold on. Don't rush. Don't rush. Hold the sector. I'm getting ready the second grenade. I throw it into the corridor. You throw it there. Okay, throw it. The thing that was difficult was that there were a lot of rooms. And when we went in, I saw that corridor and realized, damn it, if some orc is hiding there now, we're just finished. Like, we wouldn't have time to do anything. But fortunately, we passed it very quickly. The passage was also blocked by a refrigerator. Nah, but we did everything according to CQB training. Yes, I noticed that you cut the corners very well. You see one room, the second room, the third room. I'm looking and thinking that
CQB training, something that we trained on probably the most in the Legion. One of the most trained topics, and I never entered a house on the front, an enemy position house, thank God. Anybody that knows CQB knows it's a shit show. It's always different. It's dynamic. Entering a house that is held by the enemy is always the last resort. We were taught, and I like this strategy, basically try to level the entire building with any explosives you have, grenades, RPGs, bull spikes. Try to level it before you have to go in there and, get shot at through murder holes and shit.
we need to get out of there. Another 2 hours coming up from behind us. I thought I would put out the fire later. Everything would be under control, but everything flared up quickly while we were clearing these 2 rooms. You can see the problematic walls, because the walls are shot through, but you guys did well. You moved one by one, shooting everything. I come back and see this, and I think, no, that's it. There are no options here. Obviously, the enemies were not fools here. You see how they barricaded themselves. When you go into a house to clear it, you go in like this, to zinc all the corners at once. Look how they had specifically placed sofas on the sides and other garbage so that you could not zinc all the corners. Well, the orcs there are not exactly the usual mobilized ones. Yes, they were well-trained soldiers. Take that, bastard. Are you serious? Prynick, is it in repertoire?
See how he came around that corner just already shooting, clearing the room? See that a lot in the trench clearing too. Watch again.
You serious? Prynick, is it in repertoire? Nope. That's what Bush said when they were moving forward. I see. But Prynick is also a brave guy. Bush aggressively stormed those orcs. Yes, he's a cool guy. Is this the moment when the grenade fragment hits the Prynick's camera? Yes. It's just a crazy moment. A shard or a bullet? Both. The bullet hit his helmet from the window. I'll show you. There's a window over there, but you can't see it from here. I don't know if they saw us when we were approaching, but it's just a lucky strike that we weren't shot there. We zinc everything, agree on how we would work. He prepared a grenade to throw, but for some reason he hesitated. Something must have changed and he decided to work differently. And this second was enough to start shooting at him from the window. And at the same time, a grenade flew from another window. I didn't see it at that moment. I just saw the Prynick man falling down. I immediately went to help him, pulled him back up, and we started firing. Cover us. What was that? Grenade! Shit. Then he exchanged fire with him, while I was on the radio adjusting our actions with Wenger's unit, how to move forward. Meanwhile, I'm sitting there, talking to Wenger on the radio and thinking, yeah, time is running out. We need to go and storm that building. I look at it, but there is no way we can run over there. This area is being shot at. But then I think, whatever, I'll use suppressive fire and somehow run through that corridor, because we have to storm it. It's getting late. We have to take that house and finish the job and go home for coffee. Timing. Ready? 1, 2, 3. It seems that the orcs drank vodka instead of looking through the sights. Yes. Maybe here. It would have been nice to move on, but somewhere around that moment, or a little later, the enemy started shooting at the approaches, and that's it. We couldn't take the building. Oh, here we go. And then the artillery started working. Bastard. Surrender. At these moments, we repeatedly offered the enemy to surrender, because there was no point in holding these positions. They were running out of ammunition. They were unable to move. but they tried to hold these positions to the last. I heard them on the radio more than once asking their commanders, can we change our position because it is no longer possible to hold it, or can we roll back? But they were constantly prevented from doing so. They were told to hold on. Men, reinforcements will be here soon, and they were promised this reinforcement probably all day long while we were storming them. It never came. Yes, we did not allow these reinforcements to get there. They tried to get there at night, but they didn't. Our guys dismantled them for parts. I already know where he's sitting. Yes, that was the moment when I tried to convince them to lay down their arms and surrender. If they had surrendered, everything would have been clear. We would have taken them prisoner and gone home. We'd need prisoners to exchange them for our guys. Well, on one hand, it was my mistake, because I gave away where I was sitting with my voice, but they were not very oriented. But he revealed his location with his shots, and that was his critical mistake. I realized then that he was somewhere here, behind the wall, and it was not a problem to throw a grenade there. Bastard, if you surrender, you'll live, or we'll break the house apart. Yeah, come on, hit me with those fragments. Shit. Oh, this is the moment when I got a bullet in my helmet. It happened because I was standing there, zinking from there, and he still didn't realize where I was. And I heard shooting from there, from that window. Started shooting back. He saw where my position was, and it was good that I just moved a little bit. And then the bullet hit my helmet from the side. Well, it was luck, and good helmets, of course. It hit on my helmet. On helmet. Yes, it hit on my helmet. He's on 9 o'clock, possibly a few of them. I've laid low. Pull back, into the building. After that, we already planned how we would continue to work, but the artillery started working. We were like, oh shit, next time. Pronik said that 120mm mortar shell fell somewhere behind me, and I didn't even feel it. After Avdiivka, it was not so scary anymore. Like, a shell exploded, so what? The sense and fear of the security is dulled, and on one hand, this is very bad. Honestly, after the hell of Avdiivka, and after the fighting here in Krasnohorivka, I thought, is there really a war here? Well, in Avdiivka, everything was exploding everywhere. Yes, we got used to it there. It's already a base. Do I have anything here on the helmet? Yes, a crack. Do you still have the ammo I gave you? Yes. Cossack, we tried to surround them. It didn't work out. Maybe there is more than one of them in there. Do you have the possibility to break this house apart? Damn it. Ale. Remember, there's a window by the door. His GoPro was also hit. The camera is barely hanging. I told him, let me take it off. He said, it's okay. Straight into the house? That's a 3-pointer into the window. Damn good. What was that? Our guys are shooting. This is the moment when we finished clearing that burning building, and then we had our first 300s. At that moment, we were working ahead and did not realize how it happened. The first few knew that the right flank was under control because we were there, and the left flank had to be checked. The enemy was in 2 parallel houses, and the first was across the street. He looked out to check everything, and a bullet hit him in the side. That's it. We realized that for now we needed to consolidate our positions and help our wounded, and then continue the assault. We had to organize the evacuation. Yes, the evacuation was incredible. M113 drove right onto the position. When he started working with the Browning, I was like, 2 WIAs, faster, orcs in there. Tell Pronik to lay fire at that house. Pronik, lay fire at that house. There's orcs. Hold on, bro. We'll help you. With such injuries, Enoch was holding up well. He even came into the M himself, saying, where's my phone? I'll get up myself, I told him. Stay down. He's Terminator. They are shooting at that house. Calm down. I got you. Let's get him in there. Where? Into that house. No, M will come there. The burning house is a landmark. Prepare smoke bombs. Later, we told the tank the same thing. The landmark is a burning house. Here, M just drove in perfectly. With suppression fire, everything was done cool. At first, we thought they didn't understand where they were going. We thought, damn, how can we correct them now? It's going to be a problem. But they deliberately drove forward first, pinned the enemy down with fire, and then drove up to us.
The cats are playing, so that's that noise you hear. This is such a good example of how war and combat is not like the movies, right? You see something like where soldiers or some kind of spec ops elite person will clear a bunch of houses, and just not like that, man. They've got multiple well-trained, well-equipped soldiers here, and they're being held off by a couple of old farts just because their position in a building is hard to take them out. It's slow, it's methodical, it's grueling.
Us. Yes, the crew did a great job. When the M arrives, we need to drive it right up to the building with its butt towards us. Copy, the fire was coming from there. If we just go out onto the road, we risk getting more WIAs. Do you copy? Plus. When it arrives, guide him through so he can drive right up to it. Do you copy? Roger that. The reference point is the burning house, also the smoke. Also, we'll be directing him visually. Do you copy? Over there. It was at this moment that we thought they were lost and the evacuation would take a long time. Yeah, they seem to have gone further away. Were the orcs trying to destroy M with machine guns? No, it was Wenger who decided to storm the building under the cover of M while the shooting was going on. I see. From their flank, you can see them running over there. It's very clear work here. I thought, how are they going to get in there? Oh, okay, you can do like that. We thought we were going to drag them out now, but the unit left on its own. Yes, I planned everything. I told them, you help the unit and I'll help Cooper. But they left on their own. Okay, done. Close the ramps. Back in the house. You threw my Kalash in. It's written here. Doesn't matter. You'll work with another one. By mistake, I threw his assault rifle into the M. But we still had units, Kalash in the house, so we had enough weapons. You made an exchange of assault rifles. Yes, and Nikopol continued to work with the AK-12. It's not a problem for him. Yeah, in addition, we saved all of Unit's stuff. All of them. Even his jacket was taken away. All his ammunition is intact. I took everything and thought, well, we'll figure it out later. Hold it. Holding. Ready. Clear? No, one more corner. I found myself a trophy. We cleared the house, and we were already planning to move on to the next one. While we were zinking the sector, Prynek found a trophy grenade launcher, which he then took away. My trophy is lying in there, bro. That's mine. Okay. A grenade launcher? Mine. I noticed it first. I'll take it. Look, we approached that house across the road. The task was as follows. We received information that an enemy group had attempted to break into the village of Krasnohorivka. At the time we entered the village, there were approximately 30 enemy soldiers. Later, in the course of our work, this figure varied, so the enemy became less, which is logical. Although they tried to pull up their reserves, and at some point their number was up to 100, but we did not allow their reserve to approach. I listened to their intercepted conversations and adjusted our mortars, which struck at enemy reinforcements that were trying to approach. Later in the night, when our attempts to storm them were no longer possible, our artillery and drones took over and simply finished them off. Our mission was complete. It's great that we have a well-coordinated professional team and that we are constantly fighting for each other and are very concerned about everyone. Many thanks to all our infantrymen and our brothers in arms who have our backs, because we are all here together to destroy the enemy and defend our native land, and there is no other way. If you were interested in today's episode and would like me to continue doing episodes like this next,
yeah, check them out. Again, I'll link them. It's Resonance. Probably one of the best combat footage channels that I've seen. A couple things I want to note on this one. The fact that they had a Kazivac team with armor, the fact that somebody was able to pull up with a 50 cal on the top, you know, and evac out their 300, their wounded soldier, is incredible. They're in most, I'll say most instances, at least where I was, they having a Kazivac team was not an option, especially one with armor like that. So that's very cool. This was another badass one. Dude, can you jack it down? I didn't expect this to be a CQB one, but this just shows how scary CQB is and the kind of balls of steel you have to fight like this. I mean, it's crazy. These guys, absolute savages. You can tell that they've become, like he mentioned in the video, they become desensitized to the danger, right? That guy got shot in his helmet and just kept on going. The mortars and artillery landing next to him, they didn't even notice. But I do think it's almost mandatory to let that happen to you when you're in a situation where you're just constantly fighting like the 3rd Battalion is, because otherwise it'll eat you alive. The fear, the overthinking, it's crazy. These guys are awesome. I'm gonna post another one tomorrow. Again, I'm doing these every single day. My name is Saxon or Vegas, either way. Leave a comment for me, drop a like, subscribe, do all that. Let's get this channel monetized. We're pretty close. We're like 1,000 watch hours away from getting monetized. So appreciate you guys. Love you. Stay safe. And I'll see you tomorrow.